let's finish up warm up number 3 and get started on problem number 26. On 26, we have two right triangles. Didn't mean to do that. We have two right triangles, XYZ, and a smaller, similar one, ABC. And the question is, what is the ratio of the area of ABC to XYZ? So we've got the dimensions for ABC, but for XYZ, we only know the hypotenuse. But since we know they're similar, then that's enough to tell us that the ratio is based on the hypotenuse. So it's 10 to 18, which reduces to 5 to 9. But then because the area of a triangle is two-dimensional, it's a function of base and height, we're going to have to make this two-dimensional. So we multiply it again, and we get 25 over 81. On 27, we've got a number randomly selected from the integers 1 to 25. And so we want to know what's the probability that the number chosen is divisible by 2, 3, 4, or 5. So basically what we're saying, what's the probability that the number chosen is non-prime? So we know that the ones that are prime are in this range are 1, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 prime numbers, which means that they're going to be 25 minus 7, or 18 non-prime numbers. So we're supposed to express this as a common fraction. So the probability that we're going to get one that's divisible is going to be 18 out of 25. Number 28, using only 1s and 2s, how many different ordered sequences can we make to write the sum that equals 5? And we can use as many numbers as we want. We can use the 1s and 2s as many times as we want, but we can only use 1s and 2s. So let's see, if we use all 1s, we've got 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. If we use just 1 2, then we'd have 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. If we use 2 2s, we'd have 2 plus 2 plus 1. But now, the sequence, this is a sequence question. So these are the basic combinations, but now we need to know sequences, meaning, so what if the 2 is the second number? So then that means I just have to move this 2 along and say 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, and then 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, and then the same thing down here. Let's see, 2 plus 1 plus 2, and then 1 plus 2 plus 2, and I think that's it. So there's one of these and 4 of these and 3 of these, that makes 8 combinations. 29. So this one I think is best to do on a coordinate plane because we're talking about this bus that's just taking, no curves, just, actually it's only taking right angles. So he takes a right and then a left. So let's say Kevin, is it Kevin? Let's say Kevin's house is here at 08. And then it says that the bus travels 8 miles west. So that's going to put him at the origin. And then he's going to travel 8 miles north. So I'll put him up here at 8. And then he's going to go 7 miles west. And that'll put him here. So school is here and home is here. So by going those distances, that takes him 8 plus 8 plus 7 miles. So that's 23 miles. But the question is, if they could just take a straight line from home to school, how much shorter would that route be? So this is another Pythagorean theorem right triangle question. So we're trying to solve for the hypotenuse, but our base is going to be 8, and our height is going to be 15. So that means that it's going to be c squared equals 8 squared plus 15 squared, which is 64 plus 225, which is 289. And the square root of 289 is 17. So you gotta know a lot of your square roots. So C is equal to 17. So if they took a straight route, it would just be 17 miles. And the question asks, how much shorter would the trip be? Well, it's the difference between 23 and 17. So it would be 6 miles shorter. Okay, last question. What is the result when Ellen starts with the integer 1, 2, 3, or 123,456? And she does the following. She subtracts 6 and then divides by 10. And then she subtracts 5 and divides by 10, subtract 4 and divide by 10, subtract 3, divide by 10, and subtract 2 and divide by 10. Well, remember, this is a workout, so you don't have a calculator. If you had a calculator, this would be quick and easy. But just think about it logically. You keep getting rid of a digit. So I get rid of the 6, and I have a 0 here, so I divide by 10 and I get rid of the 0. I subtract 5, so now I have a 0 here, divide by 10 and I get rid of the 0. Subtract by 4, I have a 0 here, divide by 10, I get rid of the 0. Subtract 3, I have 0 here, divide by 10, I get rid of the 0. Subtract 2, I have 0 here, divide by 10, and I just have 1. So the answer is 1. So that's it for warm-up number 3.